All right, welcome back to the 2 Minute Warning. I believe this is episode 121. Back on the topic of football, I just did some baseball content. Hope you guys enjoy that. Well, let's talk NFL. I want to address the question that so many people are asking, including myself, is what is up with Tom Brady? Is he finally washed up? Let's take a look at what he's been doing this year. Stat-wise, almost 3,000 yards. That right there is respectable. 25 touchdowns to 9 interceptions. That's also solid. And he's posted a 70.3 QBR, which is just about 10th in the league. So if you were given no name with those stats, you'd think, wow, that's solid. I think he's got a pretty low number of interceptions relative to the rest of the league. Almost as many touchdowns as Patrick Mahomes. More touchdowns than guys like Josh Allen, Kyler Murray, guys that we consider up there right now for quarterback-wise. But when you attach Tom Brady to those stats, you really don't like it at all because you're used to him being so much better. And I really just kind of want to look at why that is, and answer really is he washed up. He's 1-3 prime time this year. He's under the lights, where in New England in his prime, if you played Tom Brady under the lights, you will not win that football game. But now at this point, you're wanting a prime time. If you're Drew Brees in the division, or you're really anybody in the league, is my point. You want a primetime game against this Tampa Bay team because Tom Brady cannot perform right now. He's 1-3 under the lights in primetime, and that one win came in a last-second 2-point win over the Giants. That Daniel Jones, had he not made a bad 4-yard pass, the Giants are probably going to win that football game. He lost to the Rams this past week, lost to the Saints by 35 points. Didn't throw a touchdown. That's probably the first time it's ever happened in his career. Also lost to the Bears, where Tom Brady forgot what down it was. He thought it was 3rd and 10. He looks off the check down. Sorry, it was 3rd and 5. He thought it was 3rd and 5. It was 4th and 5. He looks off the check down. That's a guaranteed first down. He goes down the field to Scotty Miller. Incomplete. Game over. He did not know it was 4th down. So you look at the common factor in those games, forgetting what down it was, throwing 2 big picks against the Rams. The common denominator of loss is Tom Brady. If you look at the weapons he has, Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, Scotty Miller, which is his new Julian Edelman, Gronk, of course, his go-to is Gronk. He literally has Gronk. He has Rojo, Ronald Jones in the backfield. This Bucs offense is electric. Why is it not clicking? Is it Tom Brady? Well, Bruce Arians and offensive coordinator Byron Leftwich love the go big or go home concept of coaching. They forced the ball down the field. Well, Tom Brady's 43 years old. He cannot throw the ball down the field very far anymore. We just saw this last week against the Rams. He was 1 for 9 on passes over 15 yards, and 2 of those attempts were interceptions. 2 big interceptions. 2 interceptions where he missed the receiver by. The first one was he's throwing the ball to Mike Evans on the right hash, and he misses left of the left hash. So there's 15 or 10 yards. He was off that one. And then the game to throw ended up getting intercepted to end the game, was off by 3 or 4 yards. So Tom Brady is not accurate above 15 yards this season at all, which is an issue for Leftwich's offensive play call style, and same as Bruce Arians. They like throwing the ball deep down the field. Well, Tom Brady can't do that anymore. That's my ultimate verdict. So if you want to consider that him being washed up, then go ahead, because he cannot throw the ball down the field anymore. Extremely inaccurate, missing guys here, way off, over his head, right into the arms of the safety. What's his name? Something Fuller, rookie safety for the Rams, had his first 2 career picks this past week off of Tom Brady's horrible throws. Now, don't get me wrong. I was like everybody else. When Tom Brady was part of the Patriots dynasty, I couldn't stand him because he won every damn game that he played. Now, I'm a Bucs fan, being from South Florida. I like Tampa sports, so I love the guy now. So when I was so excited to hear we got him for 2 years, I was thinking that the dynasty from New England was going to transfer to Tampa. So don't get me wrong, I have no hate on Tom Brady. I'm trying to be as unbiased as possible, but I really do think that he is not anything like he used to be. I was like a lot of people living up to, or believe in the hype that, oh, this Tampa Bay team's going to be able to play in Super Bowl 55 at home in Tampa Bay. They got Tom Brady, they got Gronk, and they really have the weapons. And I'm a guy that holds faith in this type of team. I really think they're going to click by the end of the year. But it's looking like they're not going to be able to get the division. Tom Brady's really going to have to dig out of a hole in the playoffs to have to do what he needs to do. But again, back to the question: is he washed up? Well, you see Drew Brees, as he gets older, adapt to that. He starts throwing a lot of screen passes. He's got his best receiver, Michael Thomas, getting called slant boy by his own teammates because that's what he runs. And guess what the Saints do? They win the division. So more so of him being washed up or not, I think he needs to change his style of play. Yes, he's always had guys that he's been able to check down to. Tom Brady is the king of checkdowns. Well, it wins games. Tom Brady needs to learn to play with a weaker arm, check down more, screen pass more, slant more. And Bruce Arians and Byron Leftwich really need to learn to stop calling plays so far down the field. Because we saw Tom Brady, like I said, 1 for 9. He had more picks last game on throws over 15 yards than he had completions. That is an issue. They need to change their level of play call. They need to change his style of play, because it's not so much that Tom Brady's washed up, but he's not a fit for the style of play like he used to be 10 years ago. Tom Brady's mindset will never change. He is the elite quarterback inside of his head. He knows the game better than anyone on the field, but he's not necessarily able to execute as well as he used to. So my ultimate answer is no, he's not washed up, but he is deteriorating physically, and they need to learn to call shorter passes, maybe run the ball more, and Arians and Leftwich need to change their play call style to keep the ball from going so far downfield out of Tom Brady's arm. 2-minute warning.